What's up, Melissa? I see you. I see you. Let me finish posting. I'm live right quick. I should have did this already, but I was watching something. I haven't streamed in so long. Instagram. Let me do Twitter. Let me do Facebook. And Discord. All right. Well, how was your day, Melissa? Let's get into it. How was your day today? Going well, eating dinner right now. True, true. I just ate some. So I had pizza the other day, and my girl, when she don't like stuffed crust, so I got the stuffed crust. So she ate all her pizza and then left the crust. So I ate the just pizza crust with cheese in it, pretty much. I just had that. But earlier did something with my car that I needed to do. Clean my car battery today. Well, me and my dad did it, and I read some Bible earlier. Read some Bible, and what else I did? Oh, went to the car wash. Did a couple things today. Her and my friend gonna have surgery. Waiting on an update from them. Well, I pray that it goes well. I pray that it goes well. That sounds really good. It would have been better with the pizza, but it was okay. And I didn't really warm it enough, but I didn't feel like going back to the microwave. So, but it's all right. It's all right. It's kind of all right. I mean, I was trying to kind of wait a little for some more people to get in here, but I might just start talking. I don't know. Do you enjoy cold pizza? Not at all. Not for a second. That's not something. No, I think it's the sauce that's like the worst. Like cold sauce. I don't even like when my hand touches it. Like I just feel dirty. And no. Mm-mm. The crust was a little more tolerable, but if the pizza would have been cold, I would have went back to the microwave, whether I felt like it or not. That is a no. That is no, no. Hey, what's up with you, Daniel? I see you, Salinas. I see you. I see you. I haven't streamed in over a week. I think it says 10 days on here. I think. Well, the last time somebody subscribed on stream was 10 days ago. The last time somebody donated was 15 days. Cold pizza is trash. Yeah, y'all got that. Do you like that, Melissa? Cause you threw that out like that slap or something. Yeah, you tell me. To be honest, it didn't feel that long ago. Yeah, cause I posted the Alessia Cara album and I posted the Mariah Carey album we did. So I you know, y'all seen my face since then, but it's just been a long time since the stream. But yeah, um, no, prefer it warm. I just know some people like it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But I guess I should just get into how I'm feeling and everything that I want to say. If people come later and ask, I'll repeat it, I guess. But you was curious? Well, now you know. So over the course of these, I guess, 10 days, I was just, even in the, let's go back to the Jimmy Eat World album reaction. I don't know if both of y'all was there or not, but when we did the Jimmy Eat World reaction, I kind of talked about how sometimes listening to these albums are kind of like, you was? Okay. Listening to these albums are kind of like whenever it's not that enjoyable of an album, it's kind of a downer. You was there too? Bet. It's kind of a downer. And also I was telling y'all about how it's harder to even find music now because there's so much that I gotta rummage through to make sure it's appropriate. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like now that I going the way that I'm going, it's kind of like it feels impossible to just continue to do that. And I'm not saying that we will never listen to music, but I don't think I want that to be my main thing anymore. Because, and also even before that, I was kind of feeling like I wanted something new. I think I'm tired also of being attached to artists. Like, this doesn't work without music or whatever. I think I want to get away from that too. But I don't know if I feel like that if I don't feel like the other two things. I think the other two things I just said are more important. But, and also was thinking too, these live streams originally started like this. Like, we used to just talk. We didn't have no music, and it was kind of like our separate thing away from that. And it was a way for me to get to know y'all get to know me. And I kind of want to get back to that. I feel like, because throughout all of this, I've always said I like talking to y'all. Like, no matter what we did that day or that stream, it always came back to I like talking to y'all. So, and it's just, it's too much work. You know what I mean? It'll never be as enjoyable as it once was. And I feel like that's just the truth. What else have you had in mind besides the reaction vids? Honestly, I tried to think on it, and when I did, I couldn't really think of anything, and I couldn't really. It was hard to envision the next step. All I know is I'm gonna talk to y'all like I used to when we first started our streams, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it to God, let Him lead me. And I'm gonna just do what I know, and what I know is that I want to talk, and I want to go back to making my own music, because that's something that I can control. You know, I don't have to watch out for nothing. I could just make my own music and be good, and it's good. You know. Basically, you want to be separated from just music reactions. I don't think I feel that way if not for the other two reasons, honestly. If I'm being honest, I think the other two things are the main reasons. That's just kind of like a whatever kind of thing, you know? But those other two, that's just the work I have to do. I have to read lyrics throughout the whole album before I listen to it, and it's just like, man, it's not even worth the time, because I feel like I'm doing homework now. And then when I turn the album on, I realize I missed a couple of things, and now I want to turn it off, but I don't want to turn it off because we already started it, and it's like, it's just so much, man. It's not that many options. It's just like, you will find what it is you want to do. Just keep praying on it. For sure. I know for sure I want to get back into music. I just have to, keep on working, get my money back up, and I'll go back to the studio. Yeah, I feel more like a chore. It's not as enjoyable. It's not. And, that's just the closer I've been getting to God and the more I've been getting into the Bible, you really see how just like everything seems so tainted. Or not even seems, like a lot of things are, and it's not always the major things. Like, how we'll be reacting to something, and there'll be like a pentagram or something obvious on the screen. That's not always how it comes. Sometimes it's anything that's going directly against the word is tainted. And once you realize that it doesn't always come in the form of the obvious, it's like, man, it, it's so much work. So I would just rather just leave it alone. I don't even listen to music that much outside of reactions. I've been telling y'all that. I rarely listen to music outside of reactions. It's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's that time. I see you, Katie Cat. I see you. I'm all for your music. The demos you share were fire. And even my music is gonna change, not how it sounds, but even my own subject matter. My subject matter was never crazy, but I just want it to mean more. And I got a couple songs that mean a lot. Like I feel like the Dance With Me song, which is my most recent song, I think. Dance With Me song it has a lot of meaning to it. That's fine, but I don't want to have any more of the senseless music, like I don't know. I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. I feel like I'm going to another level, and my art needs to contribute to that. I can relate to what you're feeling. I went to school for music, but by the time I was done with school, I was burnt out because it took the fun out for me. Right. So that's how I'm feeling about the channel. I just want to talk to y'all for now, and then we'll see where it leads, to be honest. Hey, what's up, Isaac? We all good. We all good. How you feeling? How you feeling? What you did today? Yeah, so that's pretty much, and I'll repeat it again for people that come a little late, but I just want to let y'all know, just in case y'all go off and do something else, or you know. Like I said, I reward those who are on time. But yeah, I want this to kind of be like the chill zone. You know what I mean? Like we can talk about whatever. We could just talk about whatever, like we did before. Cause y'all know me. Once y'all get me started, I got a lot to say about certain things, and then y'all got a lot to say about certain things. I get to know y'all more, and this has always had a better effect to me than any of my videos, even the most popular videos, whatever. Like that personal connection is just feels good, just to talk to the people. Doing pretty decent. Did I miss any announcements or something? Yeah, I just basically said that that reacting to music has become very difficult now, which is something that I've been saying these past couple weeks, and that I'm not going to say that I'll never do it, but it's not going to be my main thing anymore. I don't know exactly what that main thing. I mean, I have a couple ideas, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to put anything into y'all's minds that I might not do. But I want to just do this for now. Like I just want to talk to y'all and hang out and make my own music and just see where it goes from there. But music reactions, it feels impossible now in the position I'm in. It feels impossible to continue. The closer I'm getting to God, it feels impossible to find appropriate music, because I don't really want this to be a Christian reaction channel. That's not what I want. So it's becoming impossible. It can't be what it once was now that I am where I am in my faith, and that's okay. You just got to change things up. To be honest, I could kind of see that coming. It's tough to consistently listen to so much music and actually get enjoyment out of it, so I completely understand. It was all good until I started getting closer to God. So it's not even the music. It's just the content of the music now is it's just something that I don't even want to hear anymore. It's not even a conscious decision that I'm making. It's just the the closer you get to God, the more of his natural feelings and thoughts come into you. And I'm rejecting a lot of that kind of music now. Like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. Would you ever make an album? I was actually making an album at one point, and then I stopped because my engineer had like ghosted me. I don't know what happened. He just like stopped talking to me. And when I did get in contact with him, he was acting like he couldn't send the music. I don't know. It's not my main guy. It was the second guy I ended up going to, because my first guy got real busy. And so yeah, that was kind of put on pause. But the God's plan works out, because if I would have been doing that and still working on that, I wouldn't have probably put out any of that music now, because just the content and the so maybe it all worked out. What about gaming? Would you like to do that? I mean, not consistently. Like, if I felt like playing Uno or something, I don't know. I feel like I never like played Uno on the computer, but I watch it sometimes, and it looks fun. And I actually thought about that before, but I think I want my main thing is to just be talking to y'all. Anything else that comes beyond that will just be extra. But I don't want to feel like I have to do something like, well, your fan base wants this, so I don't want to feel like that. So it would be Christian music you make. It would be from the Christian perspective. So it might not be a song specifically tailored like a gospel song or a praise God song. It could be that, but not limited to. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be anything opposing the word. Like I said, my most recent song is a love song that I made like sometime last year. Was it last year? I don't know. But whatever my last song was, I would consider that a good song. I didn't talk about nothing crazy, which I barely did anyway. The worst thing I might have done was talk about like materialism. But when I wrote it, like, I don't care about stuff, but so none of my songs are really that bad for real. But yeah, it's not gonna be like I'm gonna be rapping scripture and it ain't gonna be that. You know what I mean? Because some songs, I don't want to say they be corny because the message is good, but it be kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie. So I would never. It's not gonna be that, because that's not me. I still got to be me. But it would naturally, whatever's natural. You know what I mean? Whatever. Well, not. You know what I mean? Whatever I feel that I want to do, and it's not going against God, and it's not glorifying the wrong things. Like I said, I'm not materialistic, but some of my lyrics glorify materialism. And whether I meant it like that or not, that's the fact. It's the fact. So, and it's one of your best songs in my opinion. Well, I appreciate that. I feel like it was too. I ain't gonna lie. I was sliding. I left it in the playlist. It'd be sliding. I really like one of the demos you shared, but I don't know what it was called. But I would add it to my playlist instantly. Oh, that was I know what song you're talking about. I forgot what I was going. Oh, it was going to be called "Back Again." Yeah, back again. Yeah. So, but that was before, so I'm not even gonna be worried about that song no more. I just want to I feel like I want to be renewed. Just like start fresh and like. Not delete. I'm not going to delete nothing. I don't believe in deleting anything. I feel like, especially after you have like a kind of a transformation, you should let your past show where you came from, and to show how you used to act, and to be a reminder, not only for you, but for the people who, if you have an audience, to see. Oh, he used to be like this, or he used to rap like this, or he used to, and now he's like that. That's kind of, I feel like it sets an example for those who might want to do that, but felt like, well, I don't want to do that because I'm already successful here, so I don't want to jeopardize that. So, this YouTube and this whatever is more important than making sure you close to God? No, sir. Because the way that I look at it now, this is just an outlet that the Lord has provided me to speak through. I don't even claim this YouTube channel anymore. I don't even claim my music. I don't claim anything, because without God, I wouldn't have none of it. So yeah, some of it be cornball city, and we just gotta be for real. But that's not even with just that kind of rap. Even like super lyrical rap comes off corny to me, but somebody might think that's how real rap is supposed to be. So it's all good. But me personally, it still gotta sound clean. You know what I mean? Like, it still gotta sound clean. Yeah, I think it was that one and another one. Did I play multiple? What else was I working on? I don't remember another one, but that was the most recent one I was working on. Yeah, deleting is like erasing a part of you and your transformation as a person. Yeah, unless it's like crazy. You know what I mean? Like if I used to be like a porn star or something, I would delete that. Or cause that, you know what I mean? Like if I used to be something that's like, okay, I don't want to see that ever again, then I would delete that. If I used to do that, I would delete that now. Yeah. Even though that's a part of your story, you should tell that. But as far as the visual, you don't have to see it to tell a story. You know what I mean? I don't know, but it all depends on who you are, and because I know somebody who, well, I don't know him, but somebody deleted all their videos because they became Muslim, and I was like, whoa. And they big, so that was like they deleted history. Like some of their videos was a part of gaming history, and I'm like, I respect it. Well, they didn't delete it because they just made it unlisted, so we can't watch it. But I'm like, hey, I respect it, because that's showing that it's not more important than what you believe in. Yeah. What's up with you, Jerry? I see you. But yeah, man, so hopefully, and how many of you were here when these live streams used to only be talking? I know Melissa was here for sure, but I feel like everybody, Isaac, you might have been here too. Who used to watch the Just Talking streams anyway? Like when they first started. First. I think I started streaming like 5 months ago now. This stream format is taking me back to those late night drives I was on when there was like 3 or 4 of us chilling here. Yeah, I know Isaac a OG, but when I think of Isaac, I think of like YouTube comments. Because some people have commented forever, but they don't join the stream. So I couldn't remember if he was in the streams. I know he'd been on the channel for a long time. But okay. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 of us in here, and we was just talking, and it felt good. And so I want to get back to that, because that was... Oh yeah, Megan, I don't know what happened to Megan. I don't know what happened to Megan. Then we had the fake Megan. Well, not fake Megan, but we had a different Megan join in. I don't know what happened. Dang, I forgot about that. I'm the opposite. I only come here and barely comment. Forgot to. But yeah, that was a good time. And you know what? The more I started thinking about it, this is all to me coming full circle, because I told y'all a story before about how one day I was in high school. This is like I think I was a senior, so like 2016, maybe 2015, because you know how the school years are like It goes from the end of one year to the beginning of the next. So it was either 15 or 16. I was in class one day and I was just thinking like, I have a lot to say. Like, I didn't really know what that meant, but I feel like God bestowed that thought into my mind. Like, I have a lot to say. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know where, because at that time I wasn't who you see now. I was not then. I did not have the confidence to just speak freely and just like amongst my friends, yeah, but I didn't have the confidence to just talk in front of people or to, I didn't have that. I felt kind of like, I don't want to say shy, but just very reserved. I was very reserved. And I still am in real life, but if you approach me, I'm not like nervous at all. Like we straight, So that's sign number one. Another sign is that actually, y'all remember when I tried to make like talking videos? Like it was very brief. Like I got a video called like 5 tips to maintain and find happiness or something like that. And like I made like a little bit of talking videos like for a quick second. That was another attempt of me trying to do this. Yeah, you remember that? And then also the live streams. The live streams they originated from talking. So all of these, talking. I was trying to get to that too early. I feel like God placed that on me. But just because he placed it on me don't mean it was time to execute. I was executing the plan way too early. So I think now is the time to finally execute that. Now is the time. So, and if I'm reading that wrong, Lord, let me know. But I feel like it all making sense. It's making sense to me now. I was here for the Just Talking streams for a bit anyway. I remember Melissa, I think Cindy as well. Can't remember if that's her name. That's her name. Cindy hasn't been here for a while too. I talk to Cindy sometimes. Now I don't want to put her business out there, but she good. She good. She just don't pop in all the time. But yeah, I talk to her sometimes. I remember that vid. It was actually really cool vid. I remember JT popped in for the talking streams a few times, and a couple music streams too. Yeah, I feel like this is what I want to do the most. I just like talking to people. It just feels good to converse and to, and I also want to be that person that I feel like at times I never had in the past. Like there was a time where I just felt like I didn't have that right person to talk to. Like that, like you got your friends and you got, your parents or whatever, but it's like I felt like sometimes I didn't have that right person. Or somebody who truly understood where I was coming from about certain things, or and if I can be that person for somebody, that'll be great, or just whatever, whatever this turns out to be. I just want to talk with y'all. I plan on making some video content in the future, and that's exactly how I feel. I want to make what I want and don't want to be expected to make something because maybe it's viral or getting me quick subs. Yeah, whatever you feel, whatever you're being led to do, go for it. I felt like that too. Felt like I couldn't really talk to that one person that would understand, not just listen. Right. Because a lot of, so back then, I just did a lot of stuff that people didn't really understand. Like, for example, back then, when I was in, high school, and I'll go younger than that. When I was in, elementary school, I would listen to, rock songs and, all my friends, why you listening to that white music? Why you listening to all that? But I was watching wrestling. I was playing Guitar Hero. That's why I was listening to it, because that's what I was into. And I always just felt like I made a lot of decisions where people was questioning me, and it's like, bro, just like they don't get it. You know what I mean? And another thing too, even in high school, I would listen to like Ariana Grande, Charlie XCX, and like some girls, right? Even a girl told me like, "Are you gay? You listen to?" I'm like, I can't like music now. Like people did not, they just didn't understand me, and it's like you don't even gotta understand me, but just I can't listen to music. I can't like, dang, like you know what I mean? Like they just want you to be what you stereotypically supposed to be. So just because I got a beard and I got a fro, I gotta listen to Future and because I'm black, I gotta listen to Future and Lil Uzi all day. I can't listen to like you know what I mean? Like what's the deal? That's what y'all want? Y'all want me to listen to Future and Uzi and Lil Yachty all day? J. Cole? Like that's crazy. Um, where I'm at. I talk to different people about different things. I think it's kind of normal. Yeah. I feel that, like, you know, certain friends you talk about certain things with. I totally agree with that, and that is normal. But I just felt like I had nobody that to talk to about certain things. You know, people didn't want to talk about that kind of music or talk about. People didn't want to talk about how I felt about just being a real man. Like people, like every time I try to talk about, I want one woman. I don't want all these, you know, thoughts. I want one woman. They be like, man, you tripping, man. You better tap in. I'm like, no, like nobody was understanding me, like, period. And it was like, bro, who do I talk to? I remember this one time. I used to be on this app called Whisper. I don't know if y'all know what that is. I don't know what it's like now, so don't go try to download it now. But back then, you could talk to people anonymously. And I was talking to this one girl, and she was like, you know, don't, because I was considering, like, well, not considering, I really wasn't, but I was just frustrated that nobody was like relating to me, more so in like a relationship aspect. Like I was talking to different girls and they wanted me to be a certain way and I just wasn't that way. And I'm like, why is nobody like accepting me, you know? And she was like, you know what? You are the way you are. Be that. Don't let nobody tell you that you too soft or you listen to girl music or you like. She was like, forget all that. You are you, and one day somebody will appreciate you for being you. Woo! When I tell you, boy, that hit. It kind of hit just saying that. Boy, that, because at that time I didn't. That's what I needed to hear. Because I wasn't going to change, but I was just like, should I like hold back on my real personality? Or like not change it, but at least hold back on some parts? She was like, no. I was like, man, I cried, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm like, finally somebody said it. Like, that's what I needed to hear. Somebody just reminded me, like, bro, like, you know, you're going to be straight. I was like, man, that hit. That might have been the most, like, man, off the top of my head, that's the toughest line somebody ever just dropped on me. As far as like, because I needed it, man. I used to be real emotional back. I'm not that emotional now, but back then I was real emotional. I was like emotionally weak, kind of. So I cried, bro, and after that day, I just felt like, you right. I'm me. And instead of trying to worry about why these girls aren't accepting me, I need to worry about the ones that will. Now, I don't know where they at, but I'm going to talk to them when I see. And, you know, eventually that time came. About to hit 5 years in my relationship. So, but that's it's also kind of different because at that time that I found my current girlfriend, I was getting less and less and less emotional as time went on. So she didn't quite catch me in that era, but I got rewarded for something. So yeah. All right, where we at? I've been talking a long time. The feeling of having to explain yourself got to be the most draining thing. Facts. So lame that liking a few more artists makes you gay in the eyes of some people. Facts. Uh-huh. You listen to that? Yes. I can never talk about Mariah with most of my friends. Yep. Most ain't my friends now. I remember I told this girl I listened to Avril and she was joking about it. And I'm like, it's just music, it's not that deep. They be on your head, for real. Yeah, it's like you gotta limit your convo or walk on eggshells about what you talk about. Cool idea for an app, but sounds creepy. Oh, they definitely has some. Hey, it wasn't just for talking. That's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't just for talking. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I've accepted that I gotta better myself and who I really am, and the people who I want to attract will be attracted naturally. Boom, you just said it. When you're truly yourself, it's gonna come in. It's gonna come in. Yeah, I remember her name was Brianna. I haven't talked to her since. I don't know what happened, but her name was Brianna. I'll never forget it. She touched me with that one. That was inspiring. I was the opposite. I find it impossible to cry unless I hit an absolute breaking point. Mm. I'm probably more like that now, but well, I wouldn't say impossible. You know, you be watching that one movie and it just touches you sometimes. But back then, man, I cried like that. Hey, what's up with you, Dan? I see you. I see you. Yeah, it's been a minute. Haven't streamed in 10 days. Not emotionally weak, but emotionally immature. Um, yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Have you thought of doing counseling? Like going to counseling or doing counseling? I love remembering those people who, despite barely knowing them, you'll always remember them, or at least their name. Yeah. She said it, man. That changed my whole mindset when she said that. Because I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm me. And if you don't like me for me, whatever. Like becoming a professional counselor? No, because then you have to, I don't always have the energy to give. I give based on the energy that I have. So I wouldn't be a counselor or a therapist, nothing like that. Because what if that day I'm not feeling it, like I don't know what to say, like, or I just don't know your situation. I can't say I don't know because you're paying me. So now I'm gonna have to make something up. Like I don't got all the answers. I'll just tell you, man, I don't know. But if you already paid me, then something gotta happen. Either a refund or like, what's up? So I wouldn't do that, no. And you gotta go to school for that, right? Or you gotta do something, and I'm definitely not doing that. So I want to have this where we can talk about things like that, just be motivational, and people could ask questions about whatever. Matter of fact, right now, is there something in any of y'all's any of y'all's lives? No, it is lives. Yeah, lives that are on your mind right now that you feel like you want to talk about, or not a specific situation, but just because you don't got to get too personal, but just whatever, like is there something on your mind that you want to talk about with other people that you just feel like you couldn't? Pretty much just what we just talked about. I want this to be kind of like a safe space, or if you feeling down one day and you see me live, you're like, man, let me see what Cash I'm talking about, man. I ain't doing nothing. I'm feeling sad. Let me see what he's talking about today. You might get something you didn't know you was gonna get. The therapist, when the credit card declines, I would be like, I don't know, but I can refer you to someone else, bruh. Not to go too deep, but I've been struggling with some mental stuff for years now. And I just recently went to my doctor, and she's helping me set up with a therapist after all these years of struggle. So I'm feeling kind of refreshed. So did you already go to the therapist, or that's just something that's it's on the way? Because you said helping you set it up. Now I met with my doctor, and she gave me the info I need to set up with the therapist. Okay, bet. So not yet, but on the way. I mean, whatever you feel like you need to do, man, just because sometimes people, they just have the right words that you need to hear to help things click for you. Like I know somebody who they know what they want to say, but they don't always have the right words to perfectly describe what they feel or what they're trying to say. And sometimes when we hang out, I always fill in the gaps, and they be like, "That's exactly what I was trying to say." I always fill in their gaps, so sometimes you might need a gap filler. Me as a therapist, just stream some Mariah and you'll feel better. Just put that Mariah on, you're gonna be alright. And sometimes people need to give you a new perspective on, you know, because you might be feeling like I said, like I was feeling how I was feeling. Then that girl hit me with that line, and all she did was just tell me to accept myself and be me. And that's simple. I didn't have to change anything, but that changed something in my mind, and that's all I needed to click. I'm really fortunate to have some close friends I can tell pretty much anything and can relate to. So that's a big help. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I was just talking about that with my girl. I was telling her that I told y'all last stream that I talked to my cousin who I hadn't talked to in years, and he's Christian too. So we was talking about the Bible, we was talking about faith, and we was talking about all of that, right? And it was super refreshing because, I mean, me and my mom talk about all that stuff, but just to have multiple sources to go to that can you just relate to on this subject that's so important to you, it's like, man, finally, you know what I mean? It's raining at my place. Oh, I mean, all right. I don't know what to do with that information, but okay. Yeah, I hope your therapist is has the perfect words that you need to hear. Miss these streams for real. These are the most impactful streams. Like, it's more important for us to connect and to talk than any song or any album. Like, we can have a good time, but this has always felt just more important. Like, the connection between us, like, that's more important than any song. Because when the music gets involved, it's like let's talk about the live reaction or the live request streams, right? The live request streams didn't really have any love in it. It was like business. It was like somebody donates. Okay, listen to this song. Donate song. Like, there's no love. You know, it was fun, but there's love in these streams. We could talk, and I have time for everybody, and it might get to a point where it's, just going super fast, and maybe I won't have time for everybody, but I'll probably put it on subscriber only mode, so I'll try to fix that. I don't know. Something. I'm just the type of person who loves to go into detail on topics like life. So it fits me well. Yeah, yeah. I've always felt like that too. I always love to have real conversations. I don't like to always just talk about nothing or did you see what Kanye said or did you like I don't always want to talk about that, you know? I want to just talk real. Have you ever dealt with family problems? That's a very broad question. Not directly. Not directly. No. Not really. And that's a blessing that I can even say that. Not really. What did I miss? Just finished the midterm. Um, yeah, we just been talking about life and the future of the channel. So basically, what I said was is that I want to do these talking streams just like how we used to do them when it first started. That's basically what I said to sum it all up. Um, request streams are cool, but when more and more people come, it starts to feel a bit impersonal, I guess. Yeah. Well, not even just that. It's just like there's no real time to even talk because you don't want to talk so long and you have donations waiting in the queue. It's like, well, I don't want to be on live stream forever, so let me go ahead and do these donations and then we'll talk after. But then by the time that comes, it's like, well, I'm tired and drained because we listened to a million songs. So it's like, bruh. Oh, wrong emoji. Finding the deeper meaning of things is what I like talking about. Facts, facts, facts. And I think that's in our nature is to want to explore. And because when you're just doing stuff and you don't really understand it, it's kind of like, what am I doing this for? You know what I mean? And you want to know about it. You want to know about stuff. Got to bring back the background last year where it was you and the wall talking for 2 hours. Nah, I'm not going to go back in there. I'm not going to go back in there. Have you ever felt alone in times where you felt that no one was there for you in hard times? Oh, we getting to it, huh? Yeah. I used to feel that I wanted a girlfriend so bad that it would like physically hurt me that I didn't have one and I felt super lonely. And not to mention there was this one girl that I used to like, but I was too nervous to like tell her and she ended up getting a boyfriend. So I was like, dang, I mean, I guess I'll wait. Well, not wait, like I wasn't like not looking at other girls or nothing, but whenever she's free, I guess I'll tell her then or whatever. But that relationship lasted all through high school, so I never got that chance again. And it was like that one, because I felt like at that time she was the only girl in the school that I just felt like she was cool. Like she was watching anime and she was Christian. Well, at the time, I don't know what she is now, but she just got everything, and I was like, no way I dropped the bag. So I was like, I missed it. The one girl in the whole school who I feel like, you know, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so that was a hard time. I would try to, and then I started to find girls, but I wasn't comparing them to her, but they wasn't even, their mindset was just on the wrong stuff. And that's how I got into that position about like, man, is it me? Like, am I like just too soft or should I like what should I do? And that's when she told me, that one girl said, just be yourself and, the right girl gonna come to you. Yeah, the feeling of wanting to be loved. I wanted somebody to love me the way I was, not I don't have to be nothing, like just be me. And I knew that like she had love for me as a friend, but it couldn't go nothing past that because she was in a relationship now. And that was tough. That was tough. That was tough. Um so yeah, I feel like that was the hardest time of my life, um, as far as personally. That was the hardest time of my life, is that lonely feeling. And I stopped searching for that in women, and I felt like I found it within myself. Like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just do me. I'm gonna go get this job, make some money. I gotta live my life, man. I can't just be worried about the women. I'm not even worried about me. Like, that's how bad it was. I didn't care about my future. I had, by the time I graduated, I wasn't thinking about my future. I wasn't thinking about, I didn't have no money. I didn't care about working. I wasn't doing anything. All I cared about was finding a girlfriend. But then for what? You gonna find a girlfriend and be broke and have no car and just be doing nothing with your life? Like, she's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna want you. You're not progressing. So I was so focused on that, I wouldn't even worry about me. So life is too short to waste it. Gotta do what you want in life. I'm really starting to realize that. Facts. Because all that time you spend chasing something that you probably shouldn't be chasing anyway, all that time you spend wondering what could have happened, you could have just been doing it or attempting to do it. So I don't got time no more, man. That's why I'm locked. I was playing a long game. Something like that, something like that. We still cool, though. We still cool to this day. Not like as close as we were then, because, I got a girl now, so respectful distance. But no, that's still a homie. That's still a homie. Relatable. I've always been switching between the mindset of wanting a girlfriend versus thinking it's better to be alone growing up, so I never really made progress with either mindset. Yeah. Because you can want a girlfriend and work on yourself simultaneously. Like, I wouldn't probably deny a girl, like, oh, I can't be with you right now because I'm working on myself, or unless you feel like you have to. I don't know, but I just wasn't working on myself at all. So that was my issue. We've all been there. Random question, but how do you handle arguments or someone that acts like a smart A? uh, I don't. I mean, the only person that could possibly start an argument with is my girl. There's no other person that I don't even carry that energy. Nobody wants to argue with me. Like, there's no, that doesn't exist to me. Like, people don't come to me and want to argue because they know I don't even have a combative energy. So they don't even do that. But I guess I could just talk about, in relationships. I think in relationships, or I guess in anything, you could use this for anything. Don't allow someone to bring you to where they are. If there's an argument, then that means there's an issue. Okay, if there's an issue, that means it needs to be resolved. Okay, how do we resolve it? Talking about it. And once talking goes to yelling, me personally, I just step back. I'm like, okay, whenever you're ready to have a conversation, we can do that. But this isn't WWE. We're not doing a promo. We're not yelling. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to let you steal. I'm not going to let nobody steal my peace, steal my joy. So when you're ready to attack the root of the issue, we can continue this conversation. But until then, I'll get back to you in further notice. I'm not doing it. Period. Now, back then, uh, I used to argue with, I had a friend that I used to argue with very often. And I'm talking about like screaming. Like, can you even imagine me screaming? Like, it had me so out of character. That's how I knew that friendship was toxic. And I had to get rid of it. She had me so out of character screaming. Like my voice, it don't even naturally do that. So hey, don't let nobody bring you to that level. Those crushes always hurt when they find someone else. Yes. Yep. You got to figure yourself out, and they will come naturally when you are at the top of your game. Yeah, man. Just do you, and whatever's meant for you is gonna come your way. I don't know what that face is supposed to represent, but all right. Yeah, don't let nobody get you out of character, man. That ain't it. When people come at me to argue, I also step away. But if I need to read them, I will. You need to read them. What do you mean by that? Are you doing any music reactions today? No, sir. No, sir. We just chilling. We just chilling. Just hanging out. Read like this. Nah, don't even give them that energy. Don't even. And let me tell you why. The only thing that you're gonna walk away with is a false victory. What did you really win? You might have won the argument, but you still don't like the person, and the person still doesn't like you, so nothing has been achieved. It was a waste of time. Nobody wins. R.I.P. Tina Turner. Yeah, I seen that. Seen that. True. Yeah, man, we got to start looking at the bigger picture. Like all of that arguing, man, for what? For what? She was a legend. I don't know too much about her, except the bad stuff. But you know how that goes. They always push that stuff. I probably know some songs, but not off top. It's more on the emotional regulation too. Just take a deep breath when you get angry. Okay, so that's from a different perspective. So if you're the one that's normally starting arguments and you get mad all the time, and then yeah, just chill out. Just remember what's most important about the conversation. It is not to be right or to be wrong. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about what's right. And that's what needs to be discussed. The Bible says be slow to anger. There's a reason for that. I'm gonna hop off now. I got homework to do, but it's been a good time chilling with y'all. For sure. We're gonna lock back in. We're gonna lock back in for sure. And I'll probably stream different times of the day too, like some daytime streams, we'll see. Oh, what's love got to do? What's love got to do? Got to do, got to do. Y'all know that. Casual my background music while I study. You can listen to me talk while you study. I feel like I can't do that. Nothing. First of all, I didn't do too much studying in school, but when I did, it got to be quiet. I don't even want to hear the AC. Like, I get distracted because you already don't want to do it, but I can't do it. Your noise is not obnoxious, so it's not bad. I hear you. Y'all be telling me y'all like my voice. Y'all be saying y'all like my voice. I be sliding, so okay. Any tips to talk to your crush? Sorry for asking this. Nah, this is what we're here for. I want y'all to ask questions. I want y'all to, be comfortable. We are a family. Y'all are my brothers and sisters. This is our channel. This is our channel. So let's lock in together. But I told y'all a story before. And so let me tell you what happened. And I feel like this story is kind of an extreme version. Because normally a crush is somebody that you kind of know. Like y'all kind of are friendly. Y'all might not be friends, but y'all kind of friendly. And you start to like them, and then you're afraid to tell them because you don't want to ruin the friendship. This is not that. So, all right, let me tell you what happened. If you didn't hear that story. So this was, I think, senior year. School was about to end, and I noticed this girl in my chemistry class, ironically, right? Chemistry class. And I just felt like, she was cute or whatever. She was cute. And I felt like I just liked her. I don't know. We didn't talk much or nothing, I just liked her. And every morning I noticed she used to sit by herself. And I was like, oh, why don't we just go tell her I like her right quick, and then we'd be straight. So I go to tell her, and I'm walking up to her, and I don't stop. I just keep going, and I'm like, dang, I just felt nervous. Like I was going to do it, and then I felt nervous. I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. This is kind of a big deal. We don't even know each other like that. She might say no. Like, what's going to happen? So I skipped past her. The second day I skipped past her multiple days. And finally, I'm just like, you know what? Lock in. Like I had to turn myself up a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tell her. That's it. I didn't give myself time to think about it, because sometimes when you think too much, you think yourself out of a situation. So I'm like, I'm going. I'm gonna tell her. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. No time to think. I'm walking. So I go up to her, and I broke it down to her like, hey, I'm from Louisiana, so we be, I'll be like, let me reenact it for y'all. Let me reenact it. So I'm coming. I'm like, you gotta have that face on. You gotta have that face. I don't know if I was doing all that. Let me be for real. I don't know if I was doing all that, but I'm from Louisiana, so we know how to talk. I forgot exactly how I opened it, but I just basically was like, I think you cute or whatever, and I was trying to, I don't even know if I asked for her number or what did I even ask. I don't know, but I just wanted to let you know, you look cute, and just trying to see, trying to see, But she was like, well, I got a boyfriend, and so it didn't work out. But here's the biggest takeaway. That interaction built my confidence to an immense level. I think what you see right now is a direct result of that. I still had a little work to do, a little bit, but that shot my confidence meter high. And let me tell you why. Because once I realized that the worst thing she could do is say no, I was like, oh, that's it? Like the world didn't explode. The school didn't blow up. Like she just said no. And okay, next, I guess, and it's not like I was deeply in love with her, or I just thought she was cute. So maybe that's not the greatest example. Her ego exploded. I think she really did. I don't know if she had a boyfriend at the time. I know that she had one in recent times. So she might have lied. I don't know, but it don't matter. That built my confidence because I went and did it. I didn't have to graduate wondering what would have happened if I would have, I knew. No. And that just taught me to just, man, whatever you want in life, just go try to get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. And that's it. And I felt like you don't got nothing to lose. And I felt like she did tell some people in class, like they didn't say nothing to me, but some of the girls that she normally talked to was kind of looking at me more, and I feel like she told them, but it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? I mean, some of my friends think my crush likes me back. So is it a situation like mine where you just kind of think they're attractive, and or do y'all talk kind of a little frequently, or y'all exchange words at all? Like, what is it? Is it like my situation, or is it y'all a little more friendly than that? Because we weren't friends at all. We didn't talk, never. I just thought she looked good. We do talk, kind of. I mean, we talk every day. Are y'all friends, or do y'all like what's the situation? Y'all classmates? Y'all be texting? Like, what's the situation? I need some more details. And when I get in, classmates. Oh, see the classmate one. See my situation. I was about to graduate, so I didn't have to see her like the whole rest of the year because seniors, they get out of school a little early, so I was gone. If the only thing about this situation is that if he doesn't like you, then you got to see him every day. So that's kind of the downside. But I mean, I think, I think you should, if you feel like we don't sit together. But I mean, he's there just to see somebody is a lot for some people. I would do this if you feel like you got to tell him like you want to be with this person. Um, I would tell him in a way that doesn't put pressure on him, like because if he wants to say no, he might not really want to say no because he don't want to hurt your feelings or make things awkward. I would lay all of that out. Like, look, I don't know how you feel about me, but I've been feeling you, and it, if you don't feel the same way, that's cool. We could just go back to where we was. We don't even gotta bring this up, but I'm just letting you know I kind of like you, and whatever you want to do with that, it don't gotta be awkward. I would lay it all out, so you don't put him in a weird position like, oh, well, I didn't, you just don't want it to be awkward. So I think once you eliminate that, it's all fine. When I get in an argument, I always think to myself, is this going to matter 20 minutes from now? Most of the time, it's all just meaningless facts. You are very particular. I love it. Do you get annoyed easily? Just curious, no judgment. Um, Annoyed? No. 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 I don't. I don't. Kashmir and her had chemistry. Technically. Are you a fan of Imagine Dragons? Not really. Um, yeah. So that's how I would go about it. Just lay it all out. Nothing has to be awkward. And this way you would get that off your mind. So if he says no, then okay, well, now you know. You know what I mean? But just not knowing is, I feel like it's not an option. Academy Riz class. Yeah. We gotta live our life, man. Like, we can't be afraid of all this decision making. We just gotta go for it. Like, what's the worst that can happen for real? What's the worst that can happen? Like, you know. I remember when I first started doing these streams, my throat used to be dry. Y'all remember? I used to have like three waters. Like, now I feel like I'm used to it. Like, this the same water I started with. Well, I'm gonna get another one now, but I would have already went through three waters by now. Yeah, that's my advice to you. I hope that's good advice. But yeah, you don't have to apologize for asking questions. This is I want this to be that. I want this to be like the hangout circle. Like we could talk to our homies about anything. Yo, what you think about this? Or yo, blah blah blah. Or even the chat could have gave their own, of what they would do. They might want to do something different. So I want this to be that a safe environment for everybody to just, you know, ask questions or whatever you want to do. Well, not whatever, but you know, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. The thirst was indeed real. But I feel like that was some of the best times just talking to y'all, man. Rejection is temporary, but regret is forever. So just do whatever your heart intends. Right, rejection don't. Right. Like when you realize that even if they say no, that's pretty much it. But you good. Oh, that's my cousin calling me right now. I'm gonna call him back after the stream. Let me text him. Yeah, man. Who else got something they want to put out there on the? Who else wants to share with the group? Let me see if I got something in mind. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious about something, but I don't know if y'all feel like getting into that or not. So I'm gonna wait a couple seconds, and if nobody says something, then I'll say it. But even though we kind of talked about it before, I don't know. Ask away. I just kind of want to know everybody's view of. You know what? A better question is, I think I should ask these questions in steps. So I'll start with this one. Do you believe in God? Yes or no? I'm gonna start simple. And don't worry, whatever you say is what you say. I'm not gonna try to change your mind on nothing. I just want to know. I'm not that kind of person. Yes or no? Meaning that you believe he exists. Or you could even put maybe or kinda if you're not sure. Yes. Yes. Okay. Two yeses. Okay, so now three yeses. If you believe that there is a God, what do you believe our purpose is on earth as humans? That actually might be a long answer now that I think about it. I guess make it as short as possible as you can. That is a trick question. How so? Not your purpose, like individually, because we all have our individual things, but what is humanity's purpose? And why is that a trick question? Or do you believe that we all have a specific purpose? To be a good person and help others? Maybe it's like a book, there's a life lesson to things. Don't know. I just trust the Lord knows what is, and we just don't know it yet in this life. When we die, maybe then we'll know. Okay. What's my next question? What are your thoughts on, you know what? I feel like there's a lot of answers to this question. Okay. Now let me ask you another question. Do you believe that Jesus existed? Three of you believe that God does. Now, do you believe that Jesus does? Because I feel like that's a totally different question. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes, but also there is evidence he was an actual person. The question is if we believe he's God's son. I didn't ask that. I know where you're going with this, Daniel, but it's not what I asked. You went too far. But I know where you're going. I know where you're going. And I do believe he is. I do too. But that's not what I asked. That's not what I want from you guys right now. I mean, I want that, obviously, I'm not saying, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. And the reason I asked that is because myself, I had never really, until very recently, put much thought into Jesus. Like, even when I would pray, I would say in Jesus' name, but I didn't really know what I was saying. Like, why? What? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, why am I even saying that? Because that's how I was taught, but I didn't know for myself why I was saying that. So now, here's another question. Do you believe, how do I ask this properly? Well, I guess I know for sure me and Daniel might be on the same page already, but you can still answer since you jumped ahead on us. Do you believe that Jesus' life is as described in the Bible? Meaning that do you believe he really was, he died on the cross and he died for our sins and he healed people and he did that? Do you believe all of that? Yes or no? Because that's another thing that until recently that I never put much thought into. Yeah, with a question mark. Do I think everything is 100% accurate? No, but I think for the most part it can be true. I never put much thought into it. I understand. I didn't either until very recently. And I also felt the same way you felt, Melissa. Not only did I not put much thought into it, but just the Bible as a whole, I was like, it can't be 100% true, right? Like it can't. It's been passed down so many times, and it's not even the main language that we read it in. And I don't know if that's where you're coming from with your statement, but that's where I was coming from at one point. Well, what parts do you believe to be true then, Melissa? Because you said not 100%. I only named like three things. So what parts do you believe to be true? As far as you believe, because I guess you wouldn't really know, but what do you believe that is true at this moment in time? I think that I do believe in a sense of that there was miracles, but who's to say what exactly happened? I believe something happened. Okay. That was funny. Yeah. I just think it's interesting to see what people feel about it. I would say that Jesus is real. He helped people resurrect and all that. I just mean the details may not be accurate. Okay. I also ponder the thought of if we all if we're all supposed to believe in Jesus to be saved, then what about the people around the world who never even heard of him? I was thinking about that the other day, and I was saying that I would hope that everyone would have a fair chance. You know what I mean? Because if you haven't heard of him, then it's like, well, you know what I mean? Like it's not your fault for growing up somewhere, But I'm pretty sure the Bible does say all will hear the gospel, so we all will have a fair chance. I'm not exact. I can't think of word for word what it said, but I'm pretty sure it says that. I hope that's true, because yeah, if Jesus is the way, and you never heard about Jesus, then I think that if you were to never honestly hear about Jesus, it would be equivalent to maybe like a baby. That's what I would think. Maybe he would, act as if you were a baby who didn't receive the knowledge. That's what I would think. But I don't know. But I would hope that that's the case. I feel like it would be pretty hard to not hear of him, though. I mean, to have him not be taught to you is one thing, but to not have even heard or not even, I don't know. Because I know there's places where like you can't even read the Bible and all of that stuff, and I know that, but I mean, if that's a rule against your land, then you're hearing about it. You know what I mean? It's not the same, but you know what I'm saying? You're hearing about it. It's not like, I don't know. Who knows? But I just wanted to see what y'all thought right quick. I have to go to the store. See you next time. All right, Katie Cat. Catch you in the next one. Appreciate you for tapping in. And I hope the advice was good advice. Let me know what happens. Let us know what happens. Like the Native Americans, they did never know of God, but yet they had their own practices, which felt very real to them. I think about that. Bye, bye. Wait, how do you know that Native Americans didn't know of God? Maybe I should have paid attention in school, but I'm asking you because I didn't pay attention in school. So if they brought that up and I didn't catch that, though, well, how would people even know that? That's what I'm really asking. How would anybody know that? Or before colonialism, they didn't know of Christianity. Who knows? Who knows? Cause then like you said, they would have had to have heard about it, and if they didn't, then I don't know what happens then. Some of them could leave things by writing them down, or by oral tradition. It's hard to even think back to that time because we don't even understand everything about that. Well, I don't understand everything about that time. So there's no real thought that I can give, but I don't know. Like you said, they could write stuff down, or somebody must could have said something. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is right now. I was the kid who always paid attention to history and slept in English. I didn't pay attention to nothing. I just was trying to graduate. I failed English 3 times. That's tough. Man, school was the worst. Mm-hmm. And it's the only language I know. Oh, I was assuming Spanish was your first language. Yeah, school. Well, yeah, you still in school, huh, Melissa? So, yeah, I don't. Mm-hmm. Man, it's just not it, like at all. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. Yeah, enjoy your break, cause man, no, I just understand it, but not fluent in it. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, school has never really been my thing. I just always. It's hard for me to pay attention to anything that I just don't even want to do. Y'all already seeing my grammar, so I don't gotta tell y'all about my English. I'm trying to see what else we should get into. Do y'all got questions for me? I asked y'all like 5 questions. Do y'all got questions? I always question people who took AP classes, like why give yourself more work when you don't have to. Oh, AP classes, I thought they give you like more college credits or something, right? They don't do nothing? I thought they gave you like, you know, pretty dumb if you ask me. I thought they give you like, I don't know. My high school, all they did was have more work. Nah, it had to be a reason. I think you get more credits or something. Or your high school is bad. It ain't worth it. They didn't give me all my credits, bruh. Hmm. Didn't do much for me in college. Oh well, I wouldn't know about it. I have never been asked to be in an AP class. It's just stress for nothing. Hmm. So in a way, I'm smarter than the AP kids. Perhaps. Did they ask you and you denied it? Because if they didn't ask you, then Do they even ask people that, or do they just put them in? I don't know. That's not even my world. I don't know nothing about AP and honor roll, and I don't know nothing. I left my AP classes, and yes, they ask. Oh, okay. Based on grades and test scores. Yeah, I don't know why they would even make it harder. Like, I mean, I guess I understand why, because you're supposed to be smarter than everybody else, but I mean, like, at least let me like skip a grade or something. Like, if we gonna do this, I need to be rewarded for it. Like, don't just give me more. Like, for what? You know? Best decision because I joined the internship program and made money. How did you make money from internship? I mean, you said program, but I thought internship means you don't make money. Exactly. Yeah, y'all got me on that. I don't got nothing to say about AP. It was a high school internship for seniors, and it was a paid internship. Okay. Were you in any extracurricular slash clubs in high school? No. I didn't want to be at school a second longer than what was necessary, so I did nothing extra. Extra. I was already here for what, 8 hours? You want me to stay longer for what? No. When I could just go home and play Black Ops 2? No. You will never see me after school unless it's like detention. Well, oh, you said high school? I wasn't in detention in high school, but that would be the only way you would see me. Some kind of after school detention or some kind of never voluntarily staying. No. No, sir. Not me. I couldn't leave the school fast enough. My teachers and classmates um, gave me for leaving my AP classes with jokes on them because I got a better opportunity a year later. Bro, why are we the same? I wasn't planning on spending more time there. Did you go to college, Daniel, or are you in college at all? Because, man, school is just, I don't learn that way, man. Like, I'm not, just show me how to do something and I could do it. Like, let me just go to work. Like, I don't, school, all the paper and pencil, and like, it's just, no, like, you can't just like write it and then have me understand it. You have to like, and me, I can't just, I'm not good with just like, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, but why? Well, because if you have one thing and another thing, now you have two things. Oh, like I need that. I can't just know how to do something. I have to know the purpose of it. So once you start getting to like, 1A minus 4D, it's like, okay, where's the why? Once you eliminate the why for me and it gets too complicated, I'm lost. I went to college, yes, graduated in 2020. It was very exhausting. I did music too, so that's more stressful. Okay. Yeah, I was on the route to go to college. Once they started pressing me about like, yo, what you gonna do? You about to graduate? I was like, I don't know, man. Nothing looks interesting. So I finally settled on something. I was gonna do data entry because I'm like, well, I mean that's just copying pretty much. I could do that, just entering data. Like, okay. But then once I was really about to graduate, I was like I literally just settled. Like, no, I'm not gonna settle. And then I gotta go to school to settle? No. So I didn't know what I wanted to do at that moment, but I knew I didn't want to do that. And finding out what you don't want to do is a part of finding out what you do. So remember those moments. Bro, I have yet to use algebra in everyday life. That was pointless. And once, I feel like the older I got, the more I started to realize that a lot of it is pointless, at least for my life. I'm not going to be a scientist or a doctor or, like, at this point, just let me leave. Like, I don't care. Let me leave. I have no desire to, I don't care. Like, literally, once I found out I didn't need one of my math classes, I stopped doing all my work. I got like a 13 in that class or something, like super low. Because, I was on, and in high school, they ask you if you plan on going to a university or a 2-year college. So I had always said university. So my credits were, I was getting more credits and, doing more classes to get more credits. So when I decided not to go to a university, I had already pretty much exceeded the credits required for a 2-year. So a lot of classes I didn't need anymore. I was like, oh, bet. I'm not doing nothing. I can still graduate? Oh, bet. Bet. Hey, what's up with you, Tyler? I see you. I see you. That's the position I'm in right now, thinking about going back to school to get a trade. But do I want to settle just to pay the bills? It's hard. Man, you got to follow. Like right now, right? I'm doing this and I'm going to go back to making music. But I have a job right now just to get me the money to do that. Like, I'm not going to go to school and then get a job. Like, the school it's going to take up too much time. It's going to be in the way. Let me just go work, get the money I need to do what I need to do, and believe in myself. And boom. You just like me for real. I didn't understand why we were so pressed on wanting me to figure out what I want to do with my life. Right? Like, I'm 17. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. What you talking about the future? Like, I'm just trying to get home and get on that Black Ops 2. That's all that matters to me at this moment in my life. I don't know what I want to do. Like, who really, really knows? I mean, some people, I guess, but I'm just trying to get on the game. I don't even know what y'all talking about. I don't even care about Einstein and Edgar Allan Poe. I don't care. Is he going to be on the game when I get home? If not, I don't care. Like, what are we talking about? If none of them people we talking about going to be on the game when I get home, I don't need it in my life. Because that's all I'm concerned about. If I don't see Edgar Allan Poe or Einstein or Shakespeare in my lobby, I am uninterested. And those same people who know they lying, don't even get me started about science. We learning all kind of stuff that, we don't even got to get into that. Everything in science isn't wrong, but it's a lot of stuff they just be. That's why it's a lot of, theories attached to it. A lot of stuff isn't fact. A lot of stuff is blank theory. Like, hold on. So you want me to learn about your theory? You don't even have the fact of this. It's just a theory? You want me to? No, sir. Right, like I've thought about it, but nothing piques my interest. Just doing what I got to do to make money and help my fam. Hey, man. Yeah, I couldn't go. I just knew that I wasn't going to. I was like, 4 more years of this? 2 more years of this? Nah. I already did 12. 12? I've been in school since I was like 3. Now I'm 17. You want me to go more? And I have the option now? No. Are you crazy? I mean, hey, everybody different, but me, man, it ain't. No. Like when I took music theory classes, I was like, this is annoying because this is all just make believe. Theory. Where are the facts? And even the facts, okay, why do I need to know that it takes this many protons and electrons to make? Who cares? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Who cares? I don't care about your protons and your electrons and your neutrons. I don't care about the periodic table. Is any of that going to be on the game? Yes or no? I don't think so. Is Isaac Newton going to be in my lobby when I go on Black Ops 2 tomorrow night? No. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, they should put you in stuff. Like, high school shouldn't be based on credits and grades. It should be based on what you want to do. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't, there's only so many formats of high school. And I bet because they knew if we get to decide everything that we do, nobody would be in science class probably. Nobody would be in history. Like, bruh, somebody called Isaac Newton the 200th century virgin. Hey, I don't know that man. I don't know what he did. Don't sleep. I don't know what, I don't even remember what Isaac did, but just because, they be in them books don't mean, hey, they should have taught how to do taxes or something useful. I feel like we talked about that a little bit, but at that time, I mean, we didn't have no jobs, so we're not doing. I mean, some people had jobs, but most of us don't have jobs. We're not doing taxes, so it's kind of like, eh. Fig Newtons. Oh, he, the gravity guy. I don't even know how I feel about gravity. Like, how do I know that gravity lifts when you enter space? Or that you can even enter space at all? How do I know? Like, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't know, man. Because to be for real, the more I'm getting into this Bible, the more I'm just starting to see a lot of stuff is just very strange. Gravity is real. I believe in weights. I believe that I weigh 100 and whatever pounds. And if I throw a leaf in the air, it has weight too. So, it has less weight, so it's going to come down slower. I believe in weights, but I feel like in order to, if you do a plank, then you'll believe in gravity. No, but I'm saying like, I feel like we just have weight, right? Like, but I don't know if it's true that you go to space and there's no gravity. If that's true, then okay, it's true. But I don't even know how I feel about if you can go to space, because if you believe in the Bible states that there's a firmament above the earth, so we're not supposed to be able to exit the earth. But I don't know. Maybe there's like a dark layer in between Earth and the firmament. So maybe you could leave Earth, but you can't like. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. Then what about the sun and the moon? Then. Well, see, now we're talking about something else. I feel like, because those things aren't like, when humans go to space, they seem to just like float around or whatever, and but the sun and the moon, Wait, what does science say? Wait, science believes that. Because I don't even remember at this point. Science believes that we rotate. Yeah, I think science believes that the Earth rotates and the sun and the moon doesn't, right? I don't even remember no more, to be honest. They have different amounts of gravity to them. That's how we have the tides with the moon. What do you mean by tides with the moon? I don't even remember because I've been like just. What do you call it when you have to like unlearn stuff? I've just been unlearning a lot of stuff, so I don't even remember that the Earth revolves around the sun. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't know what's true, and I can't subscribe to anything because I'm not there and I don't know. So I'm not even saying that gravity doesn't exist. I'm just saying that I don't know, and it's okay to not know that. All I know is I have weight and I have never been to space. That's what I know. The moon controls the ocean's tides on Earth. I don't know. I'm not the moon. Like all of that stuff. How do they? How would they know that? Like, let's talk about it for real. How would they even know that? Just the last part, because the Earth revolving around the sun. If they got into space and saw that, then they could see that. But how do they know the moon controls the ocean's tides? How do they know? How would you discover that? That's true. You don't have to know everything, but I just find some stuff interesting to know. I have no desire to go to space. Me neither. If we was meant to be in space, we'll be stars or something. I'm a human. I'm gonna stay where God put me. They test stuff, observe or take photos. But that in particular, how can you determine that? Even if, okay, let's say that you notice there's more waves at night than in the daytime. How does that contribute to the moon? Maybe that's contributing to lack of sunlight or something. Like, how do you decide that's the reason? Or is that the theory? Because it might have a theory attached to it. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is I don't know. I get where you're coming from. Like, how would they know? But I'm sure some people know about it, know more about it than I do. Man, it's hard to trust any of that stuff now because it's like a lot of the stuff that they say goes against the Bible, and it causes confusion because some stuff is true, but then some stuff is not, and it's like, wait, well, what do I believe? Then if lack of sunlight would be lack of gravity. Well, I don't think that would be the case because it's nighttime right now and I still weigh 190 pounds. So I don't think that. And plus, if you were in space, aren't you closer to the sun? So you should have more gravity if that was the case, right? I don't think that's the case. And to be honest, I don't think all of that even matters. Because all of that distracts from our true purpose as described in the Bible. I think science can exist with religion or faith if it's right. Some stuff is just, it goes against the word. Like evolution, it don't say nothing about evolution in the Bible. And I don't think that everything needs an answer. Facts. Because at what point do you start to appreciate, at what point do you start to make the creation of God your God? We're not supposed to, we can admire God's work and, say it's beautiful, but once we start to worship the creation. Like that's why all that astrology stuff is, sus, and all them signs. Well, that's astrology too, right? All the Virgo and all of that. Like at that point, you're relying on the creation, and you're putting so much into the creation that you don't even think about the creator. Instead of praying to God and asking him blah blah blah, you pull up your Virgo chart, and well, today it says I'm going to be okay. That's like what? So at that point, you're replacing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes it goes too far, and some stuff we don't need to know. Why do I need to know how many atoms I have? Like, why do I need to know what happens when you split an atom? I don't need to know that. If you want to be a scientist and learn that, do that. But don't teach me that in school. Like, I don't care. I like to learn more things, yes, but I'm also okay in knowing that I would not know everything. Facts. Vertigo. I said Virgo, right? I hope. Like, just like you can find answer to some stuff, I think there will be things you can't explain, and that's okay. Facts. And when you think about that, if there are things we can't explain, don't you think that there is someone that can explain it? Meaning God? Like, to me, it always baffled me how people can say there is no God. It makes more sense for you to read the Bible and be like, you know what? This is a little too crazy for me. I can't co-sign this. I believe that there's a God, but I don't believe that blah 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 blah. I can understand that. But for people that don't, they're just like, nah, there's no God. What? Like, to me, that never made sense. Like, take religion out of it, take everything out of it. I feel like it's like undeniably fact that we have a creator. Whatever you want to call him, we have a creator. I don't think that should be in question. But no, I wouldn't press nobody on that. But it baffles me to not believe that anything is. We just what? Like, I can't even comprehend there being no God. I don't necessarily believe in astrology, but I just get an amusement from it. I don't dedicate my life to it. I think it's I hear what you're saying, but yeah, some people it is their life. If somebody asks you what your sign is and you tell them, and they treat you differently based on your sign, like, oh, you're a Taurus? I don't know. I thought we could be together, but you're a Taurus. Like, what? That's crazy. That's almost racism. That's like starism or whatever. Like, that's crazy, right? The people who believe in absolutely nothing spiritual kind of scares me, to be honest, because how do you think you know all the answers? I just feel like, how can you explain, like look, starism, like, go, just whenever it's daytime, just look at the sky. Look how beautiful the clouds are, and how bright the sun is shining, and how blue the sky is, and how just it's the work of a God. Like, you can just feel it. Look at the trees and the grass. There's life all around us, and we're alive, and animals are alive, and like, there's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to even think about the way we all create one another. Two humans get together to make another human. Mostly two animals get together to make another animal. We are creating now. So to think that nothing created us from the beginning is kind of preposterous. And I've never used that word in my life, but I felt like the right word to use right now. Yeah, when people say, you are Taurus, we can't be friends, it's so stupid. Like, what? And people take it too far, because now what you're doing is you're making the creation your creator. And then at night, all the beautiful stars with a whole world out there is fascinating. multiple planets, this and that, this and that. And you see what science does is confuses people because, put it to you like this, right? Let's say that the Big Bang Theory is true, right? Let's say that something exploded, and boom, boom, planets and Milky Ways and blah, blah, blah. Who do you think caused the explosion? Stuff doesn't just happen. God is in control. If that's how he decided to make everything, by blowing something up, they leave out God. Because a lot of stuff that science says is true could be true, but they leave out God so they confuse you. It makes you think, well, oh, we got all the answers. We don't need God. No, sir. Then people become, what is it, Scientology? Like, there's like a science church now? Like, no, sir. Like, I'm a Gemini and apparently they're all bad. Like, get to know me first. Right, but we live in a society that's all accepting to all people. You can be black, you can be Spanish, you can be gay, you can be all accepting until you're a Taurus. Now, Taurus, I don't know about that. Or Gemini, what? Like, what kind of society are we living in? And are you accepting or not? And they say I'm supposed to, you're extroverted when I'm actually introverted. Right, and it's not even 100% accurate. So, you know something is not 100% accurate, and you still follow it like it's the law? Yeah, I believe God is the one who created the Big Bang. And if it even happened that way, because I don't think there's no way for us to really know that. But who knows? I don't know that. And I don't really care to know that. But if it did happen that way, God was in control. So they need to stop leaving out God and put some respect on his name. No cap. No cap. And, I never really stood on the Bible super hard because, like you said, like you felt like some stuff might not be true and blah, blah, blah. I felt like that too. I really did. But the more I'm reading it now, it's like, wait a minute. So much of it is true. It's like, it's all I have no better way to explain it besides it's all making sense. Because I never really read it. I would see stories and, when stuff is taken out of context, it's very, and we're seeing that more than ever today. A lot of stuff gets taken out of context and people get canceled, but then you pull up the full clip and they didn't really say nothing wrong. It was referring to something else. Like, that's what people do with the Bible. They take one story and say, see, that's why I don't believe in it. Or they take one story, see, God hates women. Or, whoa, can you read the whole, you know what I'm saying? I see you, Scene Bunny. I see you. What do you think of people who believe in other religions? I can't really speak to that because I don't know what every religion believes. From my knowledge, a lot of religions base the cherry picking of it all. Yeah. Out of context. From my base knowledge of other religions, I think most of them kind of rely on good morals and pretty much just being a good person. And what separates religions that follow Jesus is that it shows you that it's more than that, because Jesus is the way. What does that mean? Jesus is the way. Why is he? What does that mean? In the Old Testament, whenever you used to sin, you had to cover your sin by sacrificing an animal, because the wage of sin is death. And that's still true. So that's why you have to, you put an animal in your place to take the charge for you so you don't have to die. And in the New Testament is Jesus. So Jesus was the final sacrifice, the final lamb, if you will, the final animal. He was the final sacrifice so that we don't have to continuously do that. He will forgive us for all of our sins if we accept that he, first of all, accept that he died for our sins and have faith in him. What does that mean to have faith in him? Not to only believe that that happened, that's step one, but to allow him to lead you, allow him to take you from your sin, allow him to just guide you. And that's something that I never really understood until very recently. Like, I always understood God as far as like, God gonna show you where you need to be, and that's very true, but the Bible says Jesus is the way to the Father. So I was so focused on the Father, I wasn't giving Jesus no love. You know what I mean? And to me, that makes sense to me because the Bible doesn't say be perfect. It doesn't say, be Jesus, or we cannot do that. That is impossible. So what that means to me is that we need a savior. We have to rely on the power of God to save us, because we cannot. No matter how smart you are, no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how many good things you do, we will never be sinless. So to be saved, we have to rely on the sinless one. And that is the reason for his sacrifice. Not so that you can do whatever you want. Well, Jesus already died, so I'm good. I can do whatever I want. No. He wants you to allow him to guide you. And as you get closer to him, the more you start to adopt his principles naturally. I mean, you should read the Bible, but you start to adopt his principles naturally. That's what I was telling y'all earlier about this music. I just don't want to listen to it anymore. I don't have a desire to hear about like super sexual songs or songs with a lot of cursing in it or something. Like, I just lack the desire. I'm not even doing it because I'm not supposed to. I lack the desire for it. And that's how it goes. And that I say it's more than just being a good person, because doing good things doesn't equate to being good. Like, if somebody holds the door open for you at the store, you're gonna be like, that was a kind act. I like that person. But then later you find out that person, or you don't even find out, but what if that person turned out to be like a pedophile or something? Then it's like, oh, I mean, I appreciate you holding the door for me, but now that I know who you are, that's why it's more than that, because none of us are clean. We need a savior. And we see that every day. Like, no matter who's the president, no matter who's the leader of this or the leader of that, we can't do it. We're trying to do it on our own. We've been trying to do it on our own for many, many years, and it does not work. No matter who's in power, if God's not in power, there is no power. And I'm starting to see that more and more. And people get confused about, well, if only good things come from God, then why is this person rich and famous? And you talking about material stuff? You think that equates to goodness? Because you got $1 million and a nice house and a nice car? That don't mean nothing. The devil gives gifts too. I'm gonna stop there. But that's how I feel about it all. Yeah, I'm Japanese and grew up in Japan. What time is it for you right now? And grew up with the religion Shinto. I have true faith in it, but I'm always willing to listen to other people's perspective and beliefs. Well, what does Shinto believe in? What is it based on? You know what I mean? It's just so much that even if you don't read the Bible and you just look at the world, how they treat, like, for example, right? I seen this video earlier of somebody said they was using the chat GPT, what is it, GPT, the little AI thing. They was talking to it, and it said, "Hey, tell me a joke about Jesus," right? And it made a little joke, whatever. I forgot what the joke was, but it made a joke, and then they said, "Tell me a joke about Muhammad," and they said, "Oh, we can't talk about religious figures out of respect. We don't want to offend nobody." Hold on. So we could disrespect Jesus, but when it comes to other stuff, and that's kind of how it goes in this world. Like, we think about it, even just right now. I've seen a lot of comedians do like Jesus jokes and this and that, but people really have a high, even like celebrities mocking Jesus and all of that, and people have a higher respect for like just other religions. I don't know if like why is everything else so respected, but when it comes to Jesus, oh, now it's a game. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's very strategic, and it's very ingrained to go against Jesus, to go against God, and when you look at, this is my last thing. I'm gonna read what you said. When you look at the world and what the world represents, a lot of it represents, it opposes God, and a lot of like fashion, for example, right? Fashion, all the cool stuff is often associated with not good things. In the Bible, it says that in these times, the good will be called bad and the bad will be called good, meaning even how we talk, like when you see a beautiful girl, you don't say, "Oh, she beautiful," or blah, blah, blah. You say, "Man, she bad. She bad." Bad? Do you know what bad means? Or even the Michael Jackson album. You know I'm bad, I'm bad. You bad. Bad becomes good, good becomes bad. It's in our language. It's on our clothes. That's why, like when I be on Instagram, sometimes I see those like alternative girls or emo girls, well, guys too, but, and they always have like skulls on them, on their like clothing, death, or they have like a pentagram necklace, or they have and I know it's not everybody, but you know, it's just, it shows whatever, whether you're going towards the light or the dark, it will show on you. Whether it's your clothing, whether it's your attitude, whether it's whatever, it's going to show on you in every way. And a lot of stuff is starting to line up. But if you're not in that word, then you don't realize it. Because I wasn't in the word. I would read like a solo scripture and I would post it if it felt motivational, but I wasn't in the word understanding what I was reading. And I think that, there's a time for that. Because you have to be ready for that. And I feel like now I am, and then I wasn't. So there's a time. But the more I'm starting to see, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot of coincidences going on. I'm solid in my faith, but I don't want to judge other people for having different faiths. No. We're not supposed to judge people. We're not supposed to judge people. Yeah, the Bible says to love thy neighbor, even love your enemy. Not saying that other religions are your enemy, but it says to love everybody. So yeah, I would never tell somebody they're wrong, because I wouldn't want nobody to tell me I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I'll stand on what I stand on, and if you stand on what you stand on, I respect that. We can all coexist if we just respect each other. Facts. Like I don't like when people try to, like I would never show up at like a satanic temple trying to condemn people. Like no, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna show up at a pride rally and condemn. Like no, it don't say do that. That's not love. We're supposed to teach and lead with love. You do not do that because why would you want to lead? Okay, if we believe that the word is the word and it is true, why would you want to do anything that would make somebody get away from that? Because now what you've done is created a situation where you've approached somebody and condemned them for their sin. Why would they ever want to join you now? Why would they ever want to believe in what you believe in now? Because you're spewing hate. You're not. That's not. I don't agree with that. Basically, Shinto is tied in with Buddhism. A lot of the stories in Shinto are metaphors, kind of like children's stories. I believe in the stories, but think they are highly exaggerated. I'm not even sure how Buddhism is ran. Do people like worship Buddha or well, I guess I'm not asking about Buddha. I'm asking about Shinto because that's what you said you grew up on. So Shinto, does Shinto worship Buddha, or is Buddha kind of like just a representative of what you're supposed to be, like a figurehead kind of thing, not someone that you worship, but just a representation of to be peaceful and to be all of those things that that they might teach. Is that how it goes? I actually think I heard of Shinto before. I heard it been brought up. I don't know about it. Yeah, I think a real connector with me is the fact that we need Jesus and we can't do it by ourselves. I noticed that within my own life. Every time I try to, even this situation, right? I was trying to think of ideas to do on the stream, like, well, what should I do? And should I, like, I didn't know what to do, and I was thinking so hard about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it to God. Just leave it to God, and I'm gonna just do what I know, and the rest will follow. Because we can't do it on our own. At least I'm not gonna say we can't, because you can, but it's harder. It would have been I would have been racking my brain to trying to find something that wasn't to be found yet. Because when you do it without God, you can get it done, but it's not going to be as glorious as if you would have allowed Him to put His hands on it, to breathe on it, I look at it like this, like following God and not following God is compared to, I would say not following God is like taking a test without studying and without sitting next to anybody who has the answers. It's like, well, dang, I guess based on what I kind of know already, I might pick this one. But when you got God, He got all the answers. But He's not going to just give it to you for free. Obedience. When you are obedient to Him and you are patient, He's going to get you the answers. We don't need to rush through this test. Just let Him guide you through it. Because I'd rather take my time and make 100 than to rush through it and make a 50. That's how I look at it. Buddha is more like a mentor than a god. I'd say and Buddha is celebrated in Shinto, but there is Shinto gods. They are celebrated more. A lot of Pokemon are based on Shinto gods. I think that's why I heard it. When I was watching like a Pokemon video, I think that's why I heard it. Because doesn't Pokemon, and you said you are yeah, you Japanese. Does Pokemon translate to little monsters? I think that's what I feel like I heard that before. It's like little monsters. Not saying that the gods are monsters, but isn't that what Pokemon translates directly to, or is that wrong? Or little creatures or something like that. It's something. And I think pocket monsters. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, pocket monsters. Okay. And I think what deters a lot of people from following God is the heaven and hell system. Like they feel like that's so unbelievable and so crazy. And to be honest, man, is it like when you think about it? I don't live in Japan anymore, by the way. Oh, okay, bet. Um, when you think about it, is it? I mean, look at the things that happen on Earth. Kids die from cancer. People get abused, and like so much evil happens here. Great evil. So if that's allowed to happen here, I feel like anything's possible, to be honest. And a lot of other religions, there is no, they don't have any punishment. It's only like paradise. As far as I know, it's only like paradise, and it's very optional. A lot of religions have a very optional feeling to it. See, when you're dealing with God, when you're dealing with Jesus, it says Jesus is the way. It don't say you might be the way. It makes it very clear that He is the way, and there's only two places you can go. It is intimidating, but I mean, man, it's just, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm just getting in that word. Things are starting to line up, especially when God answers you. Y'all were here when God answered me. Y'all saw that for yourselves when, I think it was Poke he said, I respect what you're doing or whatever, but I'm worried about your views and blah, blah, blah. And God sent somebody to donate $100. That person was not in the stream. I know that person in real life. That person was not in the stream to hear us even have that conversation. But God sent him and said, don't worry about that, my son. I got you. Here's 100 piece. You straight. Y'all seen it. So when stuff like that happens in your life, it's like, but then people want to pass it on to, well, that's just how the universe is set up, or that's just, man, I know God when God show up. I know him. Trust. Because I think he did that for more than just me. It was for the people watching, to show that if you just have some faith, you're going to be all right. You don't got to stress. You don't got to worry. Cast all your worries onto him, and you're going to be good. It's all good. Question about your music reactions. Do you mind listening to songs from my home country? A lot of them, though, are in all Japanese. Earlier in the stream, I talked about kind of not being too much more focused on music reactions. Because I was saying it's so hard to even find appropriate music for me to listen to at this point in my life. Getting closer to God and everything, it's harder to find appropriate music. So I think I'm going to just, I'm not going to say never, but That's not gonna be the main focus of this channel no more. And also, I stopped listening to music from that are in different languages because I don't know what's being said, and I don't feel like doing the work to translate. So I stopped listening to. But Japanese music, it be sliding. Yeah, I've seen a couple on here. You know, y'all submitted a couple, but yeah. So that's where I'm at with the music reactions. I plan on really just doing this until I'm led to make another move. I guess if you don't do music reactions, you can listen to music on your own time like you used to. And that's what I've been doing. And honestly, I haven't felt like that in years. Like, wow. I mean, there's not much music still, but I actually found some fire, like Christian music. It's not corny. It's not like, it don't feel forced. It just sounds like a normal song. And that's what I like. That's how I want my music to be. I put it in the playlist. I don't know if y'all even still listen to the playlist, but I put some in the playlist. They be sliding. Oh man. Man, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I got some more stuff I want to say, but I'm gonna let y'all breathe. Yeah, I don't mind Christian music, but I don't listen to it like that. I didn't either. But it's been so much easier to. I have less to, you know. It's been a minute since I listened. It's all good. I don't even. I'm gonna leave it in the link in the description or whatever, but I'm not even gonna promote it no more. It's really just for me because normally I listen to music from my liked songs on Spotify, but I would spend forever clearing that out. So I'm not even about to mess with that. I'm gonna just stick to this playlist as my personal playlist. I stopped listening to my liked songs for a long time. Some Christian music is good and not corny. Facts. Well, if you do go to the playlist, listen to any song by The Young Escape. I feel like they be sliding. Because I want the songs to sound like regular songs. Like, I feel like sometimes they take the flavor out of it. And it's like, you don't got to take the flavor out of it. Just the lyrics got to be different. That's all. And sometimes the lyrics are too heavy. Like, I don't want to say it's too religious, but sometimes it kind of feels too religious. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not my style. Like, whatever you're talking about, it can be about God without making. I don't know. It's just my style. I feel bad for saying that, but that's just how I feel. Because I want my own music to feel like that. Like, I don't have to say everything in the Bible in my song for you to know it's a Christian song. Like, but it depends on what's the purpose of your music. If the purpose of your music is to almost be like a musical preacher, then that's great. You're doing what you're supposed to do. That's not my mission. Like, it is, but not a preacher. I just want to, express how I feel in a godly way. Yeah, you the same way? Yeah. Work visa. Yeah, I would have never thought your English wasn't the best. You never made me think that. Because when some people get up in here, I know their English not the best, and I never thought of you like that. So you do your thing. Well, I was just talking about that with my parents last night. Or was it last night? It was recent that English is the hardest language to learn. And I was thinking about it too. Like I'm about to type in the chat. Please give me a good explanation as to why these two words are not pronounced the same. Why are these two words not pronounced the same way? There's this Christian song I know you would check out on your own time. I think you would enjoy. All right, bet. Put it in the Discord or something. These words should be pronounced the same, but they are not. Like, that don't make sense to me. Why is it war and car and not car and war or war and core? I pronounce them the same. They're not. It's war and car. War and car. Why is it not car and war or war and core? Like, it should be the same. You don't have to tell me English is hard. Remember, I failed it 3 times. They should be pronounced the same. But they're not. And I feel like that's why it's confusing, because there's so much of that. War and car. That's confusing. I don't know if other languages have that, but we for sure got it. Right? It should be like war. It should be spelled like war then, if we're going to say it like that. Or onion should be spelled like onion. Facts. I pronounce English like English. Oh. English. 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 I don't know why I said it like 3 times, but I get made fun of all the time. You know how people are. But you're doing your thing. When you be typing, I don't see nothing wrong. Like, I can't pronounce horror. It's hard. Horror? In Japan, there is no letter for L and R, right? I mean, well, I was gonna say Bruce Lee, but just because his name is Bruce Lee don't mean that there's it's in the alphabet. I don't know. And Jet Li, I don't know. I think that might just be a dialect thing for me. Probably. Horror. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a weird word. Horror. Because it sounds thrown together like horror. R's are pronounced as L. I'm gonna stick to one language. Y'all got it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream for tonight. I think I'm gonna go chill. But yeah, so this is kind of like what the streams are gonna be like from now on. Just hanging out. Just talking about whatever, you know. We can get to know each other more. Sounds good. It was fun chatting with you guys. Yeah, it's a like a flashback episode. This is how it even started. Good night, everyone. Good night to y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Much love. Um. Oh, let me pray over the stream right quick, like I said I was gonna do. I got here late. Yeah, you did get here a little late. Let me go ahead and say my prayer right quick for y'all to dip out, or you can dip out now if you want. It don't matter. Lord, I pray that we all sleep well tonight. I pray that we all, any demons trying to steal our sleep, steal our rest, steal our peace, infiltrate our dreams, wake us up in the middle of the night, any of that, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I pray that we all sleep well. I pray that we all wake up refreshed in the morning. And I pray that this stream, even for those people who are here currently and who have already left the stream from earlier, I pray that over them as well in the name of Jesus. And I just pray for peace over everybody. In general, peace and control. In the name of Jesus, amen. All right. Go and get up out of here. Love y'all. We out. Amen, amen, amen. Y'all have a good night too.